This is a very quick overview of the Integra fleet and plant maintenance software. Upon launching the software and logging in, a report can be configured, or reports can be configured to show. Here I've configured the system so that it displays a list of upcoming MOTs after logging. The system has clear ribbon style menus. There are items grouped into fleet, workshop, parts and so forth. There are main tabs with those headings, and clicking on any tab brings up an array of buttons which are such as fleet, servicing, vehicle codes and so forth. If I click on any button, then I launch the appropriate data form. So for example, if I click on the fleet info button with the green truck logo, then I will see the fleet information screen. This fleet information screen holds all the vehicles and plant, all the assets that you want to store information on can go in here. I've loaded it up with almost 2,000 dummy items at the moment. You can see down in the bottom left hand corner how many items are on the screen. And this screen, the data can be sorted and filtered quite easily. At the moment it's sorted by registration number, that's the default. But if I were to click on a column heading such as my location, then the data will be sorted according to that column. So here all the items at location Birmingham are at the top, and the other ones such as Swindon and London are further down. The other way of narrowing down the amount of information is use the Get Data button. That will launch a little dialog box where you can enter some parameters such as manufacturer, type, class, location and so on. Now those yellow fields are pop-up fields. When you click in them and press F12 hotkey, then you get a list of items that you have set up for that particular box. So here I've clicked into location, press F12, and I get my little list of locations that I can choose one from. So I'll choose Bristol, and then I click OK. And so now I see the 3.5 ton vehicles at Bristol. Whatever parameters I put into that box to begin with, that's what I'm going to see on the screen now. And this will show me a much reduced number of items to look at. For example, here I've chosen I only want to look at compressors, so I've only put 3 in the system. So this makes it quite easy to navigate through even a very large quantity of items. This screen has various tabs. So here I've clicked on the Details tab while I selected a vehicle from the grid, and this Details tab shows me more information about that particular item. There's a lot of information that can be put in here. Don't need to fill all of it in, but it's obviously useful to have all your information stored in one easy to find place. Here's the Servicing and Charges tab. The services are for setting up things such as inspections, service, MOT, where the vehicle goes into the workshop. The renewals grid is for things like tax, insurance, permits, where it's items that need to be taken care of but the vehicle doesn't need to go into the workshop. Drivers and equipment can also be recorded against each item with the dates that they started and ended. Body and tires, you can record all the dimensions and weights and what tires are applicable to each vehicle. There's also an images tab where you can store linked documents such as user manuals and pictures and so forth. Once you've put the information in, then it's very easy to get the information back out. So here I'm going to run a report, the services and renewals report, and I get a criteria screen. I can say, like, I want to look at only vehicles in Bristol, I only want to look at the MOTs, or I can choose different kind of criteria that I want to look at, and then the report comes back depending on what criteria I put in. And again, you know, this report can be exported to PDF, so you can do like a report for each depot and then send it off to the relevant responsible person. There are also bar charts and other types of chart that give you a quick overview of costs or jobs and so forth. There's an interactive screen where you can click on different vehicles and it will plot their costs, and you can compare different vehicles' running costs. There's obviously a history of jobs that gets built up for each vehicle, and you can click on a particular job and it will bring up the job sheet where you can see where the work was done and more information about the particular job. And there are other screens as well as the fleet and jobs. There's other screens, for example, there's an accident log. There's also a screen for recording information about drivers, you know, the licensing and next of kin details and so forth. So there really is quite a wealth of information that can be put into the system, and it's quite easy to get the information back out. In summary, I would say that the Integra Fleet software is easy to use, it's reliable, it's been adapted to client needs, and it's competitive on price. And that's really the a quick summary of what the Integra Fleet software does. Thank you.